Good morning, everyone. It is such a pleasure and an honor to be here with you today. My name is Brian Tracy, and I'm here to share with you one of the most important and transformative skills you can ever develop, the skill of time management. Time is our most precious resource. It is the currency of life. How we choose to spend our time, or how we allow our time to be spent, will ultimately determine the quality of our lives and the level of our success. Yet so many people struggle with time management. They feel constantly overwhelmed, pulled in a million different directions, never quite able to get on top of their to-do lists. Did this sound familiar to anyone here today? I'm here to tell you that it doesn't have to be this way. With the right mindset and the right strategies, you can take control of your time and your productivity like never before. When you master time management, everything else in your life has a tendency to fall into place. Your work becomes more efficient and effective. Your stress levels plummet. You have more time and energy for the people and activities that really matter to you. Time management isn't some mysterious skill that only a select few can grasp. It's a learnable, practical set of habits and techniques that anyone can adopt, and I'm going to share them all with you today. By the time we're done, you're going to walk out of here with a comprehensive blueprint for taking your time management and your productivity to the next level. So let's dive in. The first key to effective time management is understanding the true value of your time. Most people simply don't appreciate just how precious and finite their time really is. They treat it like an unlimited resource, squandering it on trivial tasks and mindless distractions. But when you truly internalize that your time is your most valuable asset, more valuable than money, more valuable than physical possessions, it changes your entire mindset and approach. You see, the truth is, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. The only difference between the highly successful people and the struggling ones is how they choose to allocate that time. Successful people guard their time jealously. They know that every minute counts, and they ruthlessly eliminate anything that's not moving them towards their most important goals. So the first step is to get crystal clear on your priorities. What are the 20 of activities that are generating 80 of your results? Those are your high leverage tasks, the ones you need to be spending the majority of your time on. Everything else is just noise and distraction. Once you identify those critical priorities, you need to build an impenetrable fortress around them. You have to be willing to say no to anything that threatens to pull you away from your most important work. And that's where the second key to time management comes, is planning and organization. Successful people don't just wing it and hope for the best. They have a clear, structured plan for how they're going to spend their time each day, week, and month. They ruthlessly eliminate time-wasting activities, batch similar tasks together, and calendar block out dedicated time for their high-leverage work. This is where a lot of people get tripped up. They think time management is all about finding clever hacks or life-changing productivity apps. But the truth is, the most powerful time management strategies are often the most simple and old school. Things like to-do lists, time blocking, the Pomodoro technique. These are the bread and butter of high performers, and for good reason. When you have a clear, structured plan for your time, it frees up your mental energy to actually get important work done, rather than constantly trying to figure out what to do next. And that leads us to the third key, prioritization and decision making. One of the biggest drains on our productivity is the endless stream of decisions we have to make throughout the day. Should I respond to this email now or put it off till later? Should I work on this report or take a break? Should I say yes to this new project or politely decline? The more conscious and intentional we can be with our decision making, the more we free up our mental bandwidth to focus on our highest leverage tasks. Successful people are ruthless prioritizers. They have a clear decision-making framework, things like the Eisenhower matrix or the Abzidi method, that allows them to quickly evaluate the relative importance and urgency of any given task or request. This prevents them from getting sidetracked by shiny objects or feeling compelled to say yes to everything. And speaking of saying no, that's the fourth key to time management mastery. One of the biggest time thieves we all face are the constant demands and requests that come at us from all sides. Our inboxes are overflowing, our calendars are booked solid, and everyone seems to want a piece of our time. If we're not extremely careful, we can end up spending the bulk of our days just responding to other people's agendas. The most successful people have learned to be incredibly selective about what they say yes to. They understand that every time commitment is a trade-off. When you say yes to one thing, you're inevitably saying no to something else. So they guard their time fiercely by declining anything that doesn't align with their highest priorities. They know that the ability to say no is one of the most powerful time management tools in their arsenal. Of course, all of this strategic planning and decision making is for not if we don't have the fifth key in place, focus and execution. It's not enough to just have a great time management system. We also have to actually follow through and do the work. And that means being able to single-mindedly focus on our most important tasks, free from distractions and interruptions. This is where a lot of people struggle. We live in a world of constant digital stimulation, where our attention is constantly being pulled in a million different directions. Email, social media, text messages, these are the great time sucks of our era, robbing us of our focus and our productivity. That's why it's so crucial to ruthlessly eliminate these distractions to create sacred, distraction-free time for your highest leverage work. The most successful people I know are absolute masters of focus. They understand that true productivity isn't about trying to do 1,000 things at once. It's about singularly concentrating on one thing at a time and seeing it through to completion. They use techniques like the Pomodoro method, time blocking, and deep work to eliminate distractions and stay laser focused on their most important tasks. Brings us to the sixth and final key to time management mastery. Rituals and routines. One of the hallmarks of highly successful people is that they have developed powerful, consistent habits and routines that support their productivity. They've created systems and rituals that govern how they start their days, how they plan their weeks, how they manage their energy levels, and how they wind down at the end of the day. These rituals might look different for different people, but the underlying principle is the same. When you automate the mundane, repetitive tasks in your life, it frees up your mental energy and willpower to focus on the things that really matter. Highly successful people don't leave their time management to chance. They've intentionally designed their days and weeks to maximize their focus, their energy, and their productivity. Those are the 6 keys to time management mastery. Understanding the true value of your time, planning and organization, prioritization and decision making, the power of no, focus and execution, rituals and routines. When you put all of these elements together, the transformation in your productivity and your results can be truly astounding. I've seen it happen time and time again with the clients and students I work with. People who previously felt constantly overwhelmed and behind the curve suddenly find themselves accomplishing more in a single day than they used to in an entire week. And the beauty of these time management strategies is that they compound over time. The more you practice them, the more they become ingrained habits. What starts out feeling like a struggle eventually becomes second nature. And as those habits solidify, your productivity, your focus, and your sense of control over your time just keep increasing. But of course, just learning about these strategies isn't enough. The real magic happens when you actually start implementing them in your daily life. That's why I want to spend the rest of our time today giving you some concrete, actionable steps you can take to start mastering time management right away. The first thing I would encourage you to do is to take a long, hard look at how you're actually spending your time right now. Most people have a pretty distorted sense of where their time goes. They think they're being productive, but in reality, they're getting sucked into low-value tasks and mindless distractions. So I want you to do a time audit. Over the next few days, keep a detailed log of how you're spending your time. Track everything. Your work tasks, your personal activities, the time you spend on email, social media, browsing the web. Don't judge or criticize yourself, just observe. The goal is to get a clear, objective picture of where your time is actually going. Once you have that data, you can start to identify your high leverage tasks. The 20 of activities that are generating 80 of your results. These are the things you need to be spending the majority of your time on. Everything else is just noise and distraction. Next, I want you to create a clear, structured plan for how you're going to spend your time each day and each week. Block out dedicated time for your most important work. Schedule time for planning, for deep focus, for breaks, and renewal. And ruthlessly protect those time blocks from encroachment. And as you're building out this plan, be very intentional about your decision making. Use a framework like the Eisenhower matrix to evaluate the relative urgency and importance of every task and request that comes your way. Get really good at saying no to anything that doesn't align with your top priorities. Remember, time management isn't just about efficiency. It's also about energy management. So make sure you're incorporating rituals and routines that support your physical and mental well-being. Things like consistent sleep schedules, regular exercise, healthy eating habits. When your energy levels are high, your productivity soars. And finally, don't forget the power of focus and single tasking. In our hyper-connected world, the ability to concentrate without distraction is truly a superpower. So experiment with different focus techniques, the Pomodoro method, time blocking, deep work, and find what works best for you. Now, I know that implementing all of these time management strategies can feel a bit daunting at first. Change is always challenging, especially when it comes to deeply entrenched habits. But I can assure you the payoff is more than worth it. When you master time management, it unlocks a level of productivity, focus, and control over your life that is truly transformative. Suddenly you find yourself accomplishing more in a fraction of the time. You have more headspace, more energy, more freedom to pursue the things that matter most to you. And the ripple effects go far beyond just your work. Effective time management allows you to be more present and engaged with your loved ones. It gives you the mental and emotional bandwidth to nurture your health and well-being. It empowers you to make meaningful progress on your biggest goals and dreams. In short, mastering time management is one of the single most powerful levers you can pull to create the life you truly want. It's the difference between feeling constantly overwhelmed and stressed and living with a profound sense of clarity, focus, and fulfillment. So I hope you'll take these strategies to heart and start implementing them in your life right away. Don't wait. The future you will thank you, because when you master time management, you master your life. Thank you all so much for being here today. I'm honored to share this journey with you, and I can't wait to see the incredible things you accomplish when you put these time management principles into practice. Let's get to work.